Hi, I'm Dirty Rotten Jerry. No, I'm Jerry Mitchell, and I'm the director of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, now playing at the Savoy Theatre.
Look in the hearts, go deep and find the fantasies they keep that only come out when they sleep. Then try to manifest the dream and make the fairy tales come alive.
Jerry.
Yes.
Well, firstly, you're back.
Back at the Savoy, people.
How does it feel?
Fantastic. I love this theater. I didn't love it when I first saw it.
Because of the location?
I felt the stage was so small. The first time I saw it, I saw the fiddler on the roof here, and I thought, oh, when I saw Jerry Robbins' dances didn't fit across the stage, I thought, what am I going to do? And then, of course, we had no choice, and we brought Legally Blonde here, and it ended up being the perfect theater for the show. I like to create shows that put the story in the audience's lap. Hairspray, Legally Blonde, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, Kinky Boots. I like to put the story in the audience's lap. This theater allows that to happen. It's very intimate. You're very close to the action. And I tend to choreograph and direct on the front part of the stage, not on the back.
How's the production feel to you compared to the one you created on Broadway?
Well, I was the choreographer of the Broadway production. It is different, obviously, a completely different design element. It's quite different in the first 20 minutes of the show. We did the Broadway production, which ran for 3 years, and about 3 years we were in our third cast when we closed. Then it went out on the road in a tour, and the guys wrote a new opening number because we never felt we got the opening right. And I still didn't think we did. And so when we were investigating the possibility of doing it here, one of the first things I said is I wanted to tinker with the opening, and I wanted to take the song, give them what they want, and turn it into a number for Robert. So for Lawrence Jameson, so we get a chance to really like Lawrence Jameson before he meets Freddie. And with that in mind, and all of that came to fruition, I started working on that idea. And so it's quite different, and using Robert's talents for Robert's talents. So
I was going to say it's an all English cast, which
it is and an all English design team,
which is a bold move in some ways.
Well, you know, when I started this, I have this new production company with Howard Panter, Jerry Mitchell Productions. Very original name, wouldn't you say? I stole it from Sonia Friedman.
Very good.
No. Anyway, I thought, okay, what am I gonna do? And we talked about different shows, and I'm a big fan of David and Jeffries, and I think it's a real musical comedy. It really is a real musical comedy. And books like this don't exist, and lyrics like this don't exist in musicals all the time. And I wanted to bring that classy thing here. And we started talking about this theater, and then I thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if we could incorporate the theater in the Savoy Hotel, which is very high class, and like the women who are about to be taken, into the whole evening. And so when I met Peter, I'd seen Peter's Crazy for You, loved his work. I saw the singing in the Sound of Music in the park, and I loved what he did. So simple and so beautiful and so emotional with the water. He did a great job. And so we started talking, and I asked him, did Art Deco exist in the south of France? And he said, oh yes, and we found all this research, and so that was sort of the kickoff for the design. This design is completely different than New York City, and I'm loving what we've done and what we've come up with and what Peter has done. He's done beautiful, beautiful work. And that also is telling the story in a different way.
Give them what they want, smooth and breezy, exactly what they want, and escape from the ennui. Giving them what they want. Nothing cheap or cheesy, remember what they really want is.
You've hit the ground running in the West End in that you had a short regional tour prior to coming in.
Well, we call it an out-of-town. You guys call it a regional tour.
Your phrase is better.
I knew there would be a lot of changes, and I didn't want to do them cold in the West End. So I thought, what better way than to go out of town? And Howard said, well, I've got the theaters. And I said, well, then we've got a show. Let's go. So we were able to do that, and it was great. We got in front of an audience, which, you know, I always say is your last scene partner. And you get in front of an audience, and if you pay attention to the audience, they'll tell you when they're having a good time and when they're confused and when they're happy and all that stuff. So
It worked.
yeah, it's helpful.
We should ask actually for you just to give a little introduction to Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, not assuming that everybody will know what it is.
Well, the musical is based on the Michael Caine, Steve Martin film of the same name, and it's basically the story of some con men who are trying to take what they perceive as a rich American girl for all she's worth, and hijinks ensue. I don't want to give too much away, but, you know.
Another of your Broadway projects, Kinky Boots.
Yes.
What can you tell us about it?
What can I tell you about Kinky Boots is it was one of the most rewarding and positive experiences of my life.
And it's coming to the West End.
It is definitely coming to the West End. Who knows when? We don't know.
Or
and who knows where? We don't know. But it's going to come. It has to come. It belongs here.
And of course, with you mentioned your new partnership with ATG,
Yes.
Jerry Mitchell Productions. That is surely going to herald.
We've got some stuff we're working on, so
Yeah.
we're crossing my fingers that, you know, we're already talking about a couple of new shows, a couple of collaborations. I'm talking about producing some shows with them and not directing and choreographing, which is part of what I wanted to do with it in the first place.
And just finally, Jerry, what would you say is an invocation to get people along to Dirty Rotten Scoundrels?
If you love musical comedy and you love musical theater, I think you'll find a lot to love in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.